Bombshell revelations from newly unsealed files in Trump's classified documents case. Florida Judge Aileen Cannon going on an unsealing spree. Last week, unredacted documents revealed that a Biden White House office allegedly conspired with the National Archives and Records Administration. The document exposing how they allegedly worked together to circumvent laws under the Presidential Records Act to specifically target President Trump. Plus, unsealed records detail allegations that Jack Smith's lead prosecutor threatened Stanley Woodward, an attorney for Walt Nauta, a close Trump aide, if he didn't get his client to flip on Trump. And now another smoking gun. An unredacted email appears to show that the DOJ, NARA, and White House counsel coordinated on the effort to create the classified documents case. But these files are just the tip of the iceberg. My next guest has been a one-woman wrecking ball to the deep state narrative that is now collapsing before our very eyes. She has been analyzing and sharing these unredacted files, a job that is supposed to be the job of the press. She is the senior contributor to American Greatness, Julie Kelly. Julie, it's good to see you. You know, I'm not sure what I'm more offended or angry by, the fact my government would do such things, or that they knew they were doing wrong, so they chose to hide behind redaction in an effort to saddle Trump to a courtroom. Where are you on all of this?
Well, I mean, I first of all have to give kudos to Judge Aileen Cannon, because she is the one who is almost single-handedly taking on the Department of Justice and Special Counsel Jack Smith. I mean, she has been aware of this case and what's been going on since August of 2022, when, Chris, as you recall, she took the bold move of appointing a special master, a third party, to vet all the evidence that the FBI seized from Mar-a-Lago, basically saying she didn't trust the DOJ and FBI. And now she's on what I call this unsealing crusade, and she is allowing the unsealing and unredaction of motion and dozens of exhibits that the government and Jack Smith was hoping they could keep under wraps, and is giving us a far different view into the so-called classified documents investigation than what Jack Smith, the media, and the entire Biden regime has been telling the American people.
Another aspect of these files that you're highlighting is what you're calling a critical element in Grand Inquisitor Jack Smith's case that was never mentioned in the Trump indictment. Documents revealing that the General Services Administration worked with Trump's transition team before and after he left office. The GSA appears to have held a large quantity of Trump's documents in boxes, then ordered his team, come on in and pick these up. Tell us why this is crucial and why it could blow up Smith's entire phony case.
Well, it's really important, Chris, because how do they know? How does Jack Smith or the FBI know what boxes we saw, in this flashy indictment were really delivered directly from the White House to Mar-a-Lago in January of 2021, and which boxes, 2 pallets worth? They're like 2,000 pounds of boxes that were then transferred from this GSA facility in Virginia to Mar-a-Lago in August of 2021. Now, if there has to be a willful component of keeping classified documents or national defense information, how does Donald Trump and his team know that those files were not in those boxes kept at this storage facility in Virginia for 6 or 7 months? Then transferred, then put in their own storage facility in Mar-a-Lago. So there's a chain of custody issue here, Chris, and the DOJ is going to have to prove to a jury, if this gets to trial, that these are the boxes that contain the classified documents after the raid, or that we found after the raid, and these are the boxes from the GSA. They're going to have a real problem, I think, demonstrating that. And so that's why I think this is a pretty big revelation.
I think that's true. And I don't think they want to have that conversation, to be honest with you. Now, you said you think that there's a chance that Judge Cannon will dismiss Trump's charges on selective, vindictive prosecution, and that unredacting these documents is kind of laying a firm foundation for doing so. Tell me how likely you think that is, but also comment on the shady activity of our government withholding exculpatory evidence, burying the truth to secure the indictment to begin with. Isn't there ample evidence that Jack Smith and his accomplices broke the law here?
Well, I mean, I think that there probably is. And I think that the selective vindictive motion that his co-defendant, Walt Nauta, Trump's personal aide, has filed, that was very illuminating. And, when I was in the courthouse last month and Judge Cannon, this was 48 hours, Chris, after special counsel Robert Hur gave his congressional and public testimony as to why Joe Biden and his ghostwriter were not going to be criminally charged for the same offenses in Jack Smith's indictment against Donald Trump. She's very aware the double standard here, and she has brought it up repeatedly. So this is just one more indication, and I think this is why she is making all of this information public, is to demonstrate the double standard here and all the behind machinations between the DOJ, the Biden White House, the National Archives, and other entities to concoct this case.
Yeah, and I want to shift away to a different case, if we can, here to the New York case. Attorney Harmeet Dillon is alleging that Judge Juan Merchan prevented campaign finance experts from testifying in Trump's campaign finance trial. Again, no campaign finance witness in a campaign finance trial. If this is true, this is obvious grounds for an appeal, no?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that Donald Trump's team has multiple reasons to seek an appeal, not the least of which, aside from his very biased decisions from the bench on witnesses and evidence, et cetera. But he's compromised because of his daughter Lauren's lucrative business dealings with top Democrats, including Adam Schiff, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris. I mean, her firm has raked in tens of millions of dollars over the last few years, working for Democrats who have been trying to take down Donald Trump for almost 10 years. And instead of recusing himself, what does he do? He issues a gag order that prevents Donald Trump from making that information public as well. So I think people are waking up. You have Judge Merchan on one side, Aileen Cannon on the other, how important it is to have dutiful judges who are abiding by their oath of office to protect the rights of a defendant and prevent government overreach. You're not seeing that in New York, but you are seeing it in Southern Florida.
That is such an important point. You've got an example of, and frankly, I'm sad to say that we don't have a majority of our judges who are of integrity. And granted, no. I've got to show you that these Democrats, they went out there and judge shopped, and they tried to get the classified documents case out of Florida so you wouldn't get a credible judge to unseal all this stuff and have a look at what the government was doing. It's so crucial why the judiciary is so important and why we've got to have credible lawmakers to put that judiciary in place, yes?
Oh, absolutely. And I'll tell you, Chris, you know that I've covered all the J6 trials in Washington, D.C., and that is about as corrupt as a courthouse as you will possibly find, which is why Jack Smith conducted 99% of his investigation into classified documents in Washington, D.C., so he could get all of the information. He could get the favorable rulings by the chief judge at the time on subpoenas, grand jury proceedings, et cetera, then switched it to Southern Florida at the last minute because that's the proper jurisdiction. There's so much corruption in the judiciary right now, and I do think that's one thing, if there's any upside to these Trump trials, is that the American people are waking up and realizing we have another institution that is corrupted that we cannot trust, and that is the judiciary.
The left taints everything they touch. Julie Kelly, great work as always. Come back soon.